Hey everyone, this is Shardai Simone. Thank you for watching my video. In this video, I'll be doing a review over three Milani products. The three products are their setting powders. They came out with new setting powders. This is the banana powder, as well as they came out with a translucent powder, and I got the medium to deep because of my skin tone. So, and I also got their eyeshadow palette. I went perusing around Walmart, and it's really shiny, so it's gonna bounce off the light. I was perusing around Walmart, and I ended up running into their stand, and their stand had testers, so you're able to test it. So I swiped a couple of swipes and was really shocked with the payoff. And so I was like, hey, let me go on and try it and buy it. So here's the actual case of it. It's really shiny, and it's really beautiful. And here's the shadows. All right, so with this, it kind of reminds me, this is my first impression of this, it kind of reminds me of a Lorac palette that I have, and I'm gonna show you that one in a second. But this palette I think is really pretty to start off with. It is gorgeous. It comes with a mirror, and it's really small. This is my hand size to it. So, and also on the back of it, you're able to have all the palette names and whatnot. And the names, they start off, they have a sunrise, then they have a sunset, then they go into nightfall. So they categorize all three sections of it. So this is the sunrise, the sunset, and then the nightfall. But with this, the first thing that I noticed about this is the case. I absolutely love the case. I think that it's great. It seems pretty sturdy. Also, they are exclusively sold at Walmart right now. And today is the 16th, so I don't know when they're gonna be not selling it, selling it everywhere else. But right now they're just selling it at Walmart. But also when I looked at it, I really fell in love with this gold, and I fell in love with the champagne looking color, and then the stables. Everything is really pretty with this. So the palette that I looked at it and I originally thought that it looked similar to is this Lorac Pro palette. And this Lorac Pro palette is very expensive, so don't even worry about it. And I've had it for a long time. But if you look at it, you see it has the reds and it has all the golds. This is my favorite gold to wear. The gold is beautiful, and the name of it is gold. But the palette, that Milani palette reminds me of this palette. Now I don't know how the color payoff is going to be with it, but it reminds me of it. It has a pewter color as well, which is kind of this stable color. Now I'm going to do a couple of swatches with it, but I'm not going to do a whole bunch because the swatches look completely different than, typically look completely different than it does on your face when you put it on your eyes. But the first one that I'm going to do is going to be this is Sand of Time. Wow, that's some really nice color payoff. And this is the first time I did this. I had just bought it yesterday. The next one, because I'm not doing the mattes a whole lot. This is Suede, Suede Side to Side. Oh, that is really good for work. It's real subtle. It's like a pinky, nudie looking color. Now this gold one, which is what I want to do, is Gold Getter, which is really cute name. Okay. It was worth this money. I'm going to tell you how much it is at the end when I get finished swatching it. And then the next one is Blazing Hot. This is fiery orangey looking red color. Look at that. And then the last one, which is Red Between the Lines. Need another finger. Okay. Oh, that's nice. It's not that bad either. And then I'm going to do these last the last three, which is Sand of Time. That's a slatey looking color. Oh, Slate of Time. Slate All Day, that's the name. Sorry. And then Smoke Signals, that's the next one. And that's a really nice slate color. Oh, and that wasn't even a deep swatch. And then the last one is Little Black Dress, which is super, super cute for a name. Okay, and this is not even a heavy swatch. Ooh, that is pigmented. So this palette costs $14.99 at Walmart, and I'm in Texas, so I don't know if the prices are different anywhere else, but I really like the palette so far. What I'm going to do is do a quick little eye look with it, and then I'll get into doing the powders and whatnot. So I'm gonna zoom in. The primer that I'm using is Wet n Wild that I'm rubbing into my eyes on both. As my transition color on my eyes, I'm using Sweet as Honey, which is in the middle sunset area of the palette, and I really think that was a nice little transition color. It blends it with my skin really well. Then I'm blending in Brunettes Have Fun into my actual crease. And on the outer edge of my eyes, I'm doing Smoke Signals, and I'm just packing that in as heavy as I can get it, and I'm blending it out. In the inner corners of my eyes, I'm doing Blazing Hot, and I'm packing that on using a small smudger brush to be able to pack on as much color as I can. And then I just continue to blend it out and blend it with the Smoke Signal. For eyeliner, I used NYX liquid liner in the matte formula that they have, and I just put that on. And I did not do a wing because it was pretty early in the day and I didn't want to have anything too dramatic on my eyes going on. And for mascara, I went to my favorite drugstore brand, which is Princess Lash by Essence, and I just did that for my upper lashes, and I did my lower lashes when I got finished. Because I'm super oily, I do set my primer sometimes, and this is one of the days because I was going to be out for a long time. After that, I also came through with concealer, and this is Ulta concealer, just to cover up my darker spots, to do some quick color correcting, and then I blend it out. For foundation, I use Maybelline Superstay, as well as I mixed it with the Maybelline Fit Me and Latte, and I mixed those together because the Maybelline Superstay is in warm coconut. It's a little too warm, so I needed something to cool it off a little bit. And so I just mixed that together and just blended it in with an Ulta blending brush. Hey everyone, I'm back. The foundation I have on is Maybelline Superstay, and with that foundation I have Warm Coconut. Warm Coconut is a tad bit warmer than I would like, but it's better than the regular coconut of the Fit Me. I mixed it with a little Latte. It helps offset it, and what helps it even more is the fact that it oxidizes just a little bit for me, and it works to my skin tone after I put on powder, bronzer, and all the other good stuff. So it works out pretty well for the most part. Now let's get into these setting powders. These two setting powders, they cost about $8.99 from Walmart, which is actually a very good price for most setting powders, because if you get like Black Opal or if you get any of the other ones, they're costing around $10 or so. So that's a really good price to start off with. The amount that you get per is 0.12 ounce of powder, and the containers itself, I really like them. They feel really sleek, and they're just nice. And what really set it off for me was when I opened it. When you open it, I've already used it a couple of times, but I wanted to do a whole test with it and everything. When you open it, it has a little turner that makes it so it releases product. So you have the little holes, and then you have the turner to be able to close it up and be able to release it. None of the other ones I have this, other than an old Mary Kay one I had it. Black Opal doesn't have it. You open it up and it's just powderville everywhere. And the same thing with the new Fit Me's. The new Fit Me's, I like the case because it's square, but you open it up, powder. So with the Milani, you're able to actually close it up. So if you go traveling, it's really, really good, because then you're not worried about having a whole bunch of powder sitting inside of your container as soon as you open it and being greeted with a puff of powder and messing up your clothes. So that's one of the really, really good things about what I like about this one. Now I'm comparing it to the setting powders as well as the banana powder. The banana powder is the one that I've been using is Makeup Revolution, and I get 1.48. This is a whole lot of setting powder. I have been using, and you notice it's only down here because I repotted it. I have it in this container, and I'm still not even finished with this container. It takes you a very long time to use under eye setting powder, so you'll have it for forever. So even though with this one you don't get nearly as much because you only get, like I said, 0.12 ounces. With this I have 1.48 ounces. That's the Makeup Revolution. You're gonna use about the same amount in the same period of time. You just get more money for this. I will do a review over this if you want me to. Just put it in the comment section. But so back to this. So now all I have on is foundation, and I'm going to put on my concealer, and then I'm gonna blend that out, and then I'm gonna put on the banana powder in Milani, and that's 03.
And I'm concealing with Fawn on my eyes as well as on my nose.
Okay, so I have it on. First thing I noticed is that it looks very white on the camera, but in person it doesn't look nearly as white. So that's pretty good. Next thing that I noticed is that the mill of it is really, really fine. It reminds me of like Sasha as far as how nice it feels against my skin. But it does look very white against the camera, so I'm really, really nervous about there being flashback with it, which I will do a flashback test against a black background, and it'll be black in the room. Next thing that I'm gonna do is set it with my blender, and I'm gonna do the medium dark all over my face, everywhere else. Alright, so now I have the medium deep on my face. I'm starting to like the way it feels, as well as the amount of coverage it gives, because it does give a little bit more than what regular translucent does for me. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna dust off any excess that I have under my eyes, and I'm gonna finish up my face, and I'll be back. Hey everyone, so I'm back. So I'm fully done, have my everything is set, and I set it with my Hard Candy 12-hour setting spray. And for the rest of my face, I use e.l.f. for my blush, as well as my bronzer. I use my regular Black Radiance contour kit, not bronze, but to contour. And for my lips, I use a lip liner that was in Plum, that's from Jordana. And for the inner of my lips, I did something a little bit more subtle. Instead of an extra bright red, I used the NYX Liquid Suede, and this color is in Soft Spoken, which is really growing on me. I haven't really worn it like this before, so I'm really excited to see. And for my highlight, I used the Carly Bible palette in this soft little color Diddy at the end, which I really like. Gives me a nice little simple little glow. So I'm going to go around my day, have a normal day. We're planning to go to the movies, and I'm gonna check in a little bit. And currently it is almost 10 o'clock, so it's 9:55, and I'll check in and give you a little update. I am a naturally oily person, so I expect for them to be a little bit of glow during the day, so I will be doing a touch-up, but I will tell you how many touch-ups I did and how it looks at the end of the day, and I'll give it a little bit of time, and see you later. Bye. Hey everyone, I'm back. So it has been around 7 or so hours. It is now, if you can see it, is 5:54. So that was around 10 o'clock, so it's been around 7 hours or so. So the wear of it, I feel it looks really, really close to my skin tone, and this is my chest color. So counting the fact that the Super Stay makes me very orange, and evens out everything with it, and that's against my chest. So the color match is really, really good. It tones it down as far as the setting powder. The stay of the eyeshadow is really good. I'm gonna look in this side mirror that I have, and there's slight creasing, just a little bit, but also I didn't do it as intense as I typically do when I do my shadows. So and far as primer and things like that, because I sometimes set it, instead of using the primer, I sometimes use concealer, and so it was good. I'm very, 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 very satisfied with the payoff. I'm also satisfied with the way that everything looks with my setting of my skin and everything. The only place that I got really oily was around my nose area, and that's typical. It's been 7 hours I've been wearing it, and even though Superstay is supposed to be a long wearing foundation, I have extremely oily skin. So with that being said, this is pretty good, and I did no touch-ups. That's another thing I wanted to add. I didn't do any touch-ups. I didn't touch my face. I didn't do anything. All we did was we did some errands, and we went to the movies. Side note, I saw Black Panther. It was amazing. So I've had a pretty full day. Also, we had some lunch. We had a couple lemonades and things outside, frozen lemonades outside. So I sat outside in this 80+ degree weather today, and it was good. Like, I didn't have any issues. You can see my face, and this is from when I put it on at 10 o'clock today, and I did no touch-ups, nothing. So I'm very, very satisfied. There's also no flashback. I will post a quick video, a little picture of it if I can, and I'll insert it, but there's no flashback with it. It looks a little bit whiter here, but as far as flashback, and it has like the whole flat, like really, really ghost effect, not at all. It just looks a little bit lighter compared to the rest of my face. I'm pretty satisfied with that. Remember, it's also $8, so there's certain things that you can't really demand for certain products to do when they're at that certain price point. I'm satisfied with it. Also, there's another thing you can do, is you can add a little bit of darker powder to it to be able to darken it a little bit if it's too light for you. That's what I've heard, a little side tip that I heard some people doing. So as far as the powders, these are very, very good buys. I will be using this all the time now because it is really, really good for my skin tone. It may end up replacing my black opal. I'm gonna try my black opal out and see how oily I get with it again, because they stopped carrying it in regular stores, so I have to start ordering it. So I may be leaning a little bit towards that, because my Maybelline Fit Me is a little bit on the chalky side for me. I love it, but this one feels a little bit warmer. And again, this is the translucent medium to deep. And for the under eye, this is their banana, and it's translucent banana. And what else? With the shadows, this shadow kit, I will be doing some looks for. I cannot wait. This is so worth your buy. It was around $14, and for the price point, I know it seems like a lot for a drugstore price, but the payoff is so good. Look at my eyes now. You can still see my shadow on it, and that's good for drugstore. Drugstore is known to not have really, really good shadows. This is a really good shadow. I advise anybody going to pick it up. This is great for work. It'll be great for going out, especially if you're new. And the size of it alone, this size is perfect to drop into your little makeup bag that you have, and be able to just do your makeup on the go and be able to have it. And it comes with a mirror. Oh, mirrors are one of the biggest things that getting inexpensive palettes. You get an inexpensive palette, you do not have a mirror. You always need a mirror. And with that being said, if you have this mirror, you can have all your other makeup, and you won't have to worry about trying to have a mirror because you have it in this. So I think both of them are very good buys. I have them. I'll be using them. I'll have videos incorporating all the products. I cannot wait to try out some looks. I can't wait to try this gold that is in this palette. It is so cute. If you tried it, hey, let me know what you like. Let me know what you don't like. If you tried all the other colors in the eyeshadow palette and you're like, hey, this one was really, really good, let me know. Post your looks and tell me about it. I hope you have a wonderful day, and don't forget to like, share, as well as comment on the video, and don't forget, there's always a little time for beauty. Bye.